But the one thing that I like to do is I like to be well organized in what we're doing. I like to control the ball, and you can do that in the air as well as you can on the ground. Defensively, we're going to also be fun. We're going to try to make things happen. We're going to be very aggressive. You'll see a total change in that. We'll have a defensive coordinator that comes in that really has a lot of my philosophy, and we'll bring kids in that I really don't care how big they are, as long as they can run. Speed wins for you in the game of football on both sides and in special teams. So we're going to be fun to watch on offense. We're going to be very fun to watch defensively, and special teams is a big part of my philosophy. If you're going to win championships, you have to have all three phases. You have to have that. You can't have one. You can't have two. You have to be good in all three. You don't have to be great. If you go back and look at my resume over the years, we've won a majority of the games that we've played against top 10 teams. And at times we have been overmatched. But having talent is one thing. Going out and playing as a team in all three phases of the game of football is what's important. And we'll do that with discipline, hard work, and attitude. And it's built year-round. You know, that's the one thing that I can tell you that's changed in this game of football that I love so much, that I've competed in, that I've coached for a long time. It's that in college football now, it is 365 days a year. Used to be it was 4 or 5 months. Now players have to be totally dedicated. And my understanding of watching and talking to the people here, these players love the game of football, and you pretty much all have to do that, you know, to survive in this sport, because it is what I tell the recruits when I go out and recruit them with their parents sitting in front of me. I say, now listen, this is the first time and the only time in your life that you'll have 2 full-time jobs. Academics will be full-time here at Texas Tech University. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be time-consuming, study halls. You will have to earn a degree, and then you have to turn around and have a full-time job in football, and that's going to be just as hard. And if you can survive those two, you know, you'll leave here not just a winner and with a degree, but a better person. And that's what I always look forward to, and seeing those guys put the cap and gown on and walking down that aisle, getting that degree and going off, and then coming back and being great alumni and great fan supporters of the team that they played for. But again, I am so excited about the future. Again, I'm going to be everywhere for the next 6 months. I look forward to going out, reaching out not just to the recruits and the players here on this team, but also to the fans, to the alumni, to the fellow players that have played here, the lettermen. I can remember growing up in Arkansas. One of the best players that I ever saw, you know, when I was growing up was Donnie Anderson. I mean, he really changed a lot of things of what I thought about football, of a guy could do so many things. And so I'm looking forward to meeting Donnie and a lot of the other lettermen that have been a very big part of this program that have put it to where it's at today. Questions?
Please remember to raise your hand, and Matt will bring the microphone down to you.
And if you'll give me your name where I can start learning it, I can learn your name. And so I can holler at you when I need to.
Coach Tuberville. Alex Ibarra, the Daily Toreador.
Yes, sir.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank
Second
you.
of all, what do you say to fans that are still disgruntled over those bumps in the road that you mentioned earlier, Team Leach, all those supporters? What do you say to them? How do you rectify that situation?
You know, the thing I say about that is, you know, because people are disappointed means that they love this program and they want to see it get better. I convinced the Chancellor and Dr. Bailey and Coach Myers that I was the guy that could do it. Again, I've done it before. And, you know, I like that people are disappointed. They should be. You know, I'm very disappointed when we lose a game. But it's not the end of the world because there's another day. And I'm telling Texas Tech fans right now that we're going to be exciting. We're going to be fun to watch, but it's going to be your team. I think you're going to be very proud of what we put on the field. I can't tell them how many games we're going to win or how many games we're going to lose, but you'll see a team that will play very hard, and it will be well coached, you know, from the time they step on the field to the time they leave, and you'll be very proud of how they do things for their university.
Coach Dwayne Price, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. I know you met with your staff last night. Could you tell us which one of those members of your staff you plan on retaining?
Well, I really don't know yet. In my dealings over the years with, and I learned under some great guys: Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson, R.C. Slocum, Larry Lacewell, four of the best coaches probably in football in my generation. And the one thing that you have to do in this business is you have to give responsibility to coaches. And I'm a believer of having a great offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, but I also believe in letting them have the opportunity to interview coaches, to make sure that they fit into their beliefs and how they want to coach, how they want them to coach either receivers, the running backs, the quarterbacks, the offensive line. And so what will happen is my first order of business, as I told the coaching staff last night, the present coaching staff, is that I will hire those two coaches first, and then we will sit down with each coach here on the staff. We will evaluate them, and we'll evaluate other people. If we think that there's somebody out there that may make this university's football team better, we'll go in that direction. If we think that the people on this staff are the people that we think can get us to the next level, get us to the championship game, to win a conference championship, we'll do that. You know, that's bottom line. And again, I told all of them last night they have an opportunity. It's just that they have to wait till we get those coordinators, and we'll start from there.
Betsy Blaney with the Associated
Betsy.
Press. Can you, without giving too much away, talk a little bit about what those wrinkles might look like in the offense?
Well, we'll sit down, and when you put together a football team, you know, the biggest thing that you want to do is and a lot of coaches, I think, have a problem with this, is you look at the talent you have on your team and you fit your football team to that talent. Year in and year out, it will change. And so if you look at this team next year coming back, obviously there's a lot of good players coming back. There's a lot of speed at receiver, but we have very good running backs. And, you know, I want to be exciting. I want to be versatile. Again, I've been a defensive coach all my life. But the one thing I will tell you is all of us that are defensive coaches all think we're better offensive coaches than the offensive guys because we study so much offense. The thing that's given me problems over the years of defending is multiple offenses, sets, motions out of the backfield, motions from wide receivers, different personnel, fast-paced offense. I can't really tell you at the moment, you know, what we will look at in terms of changing, but it'll be very subtle in what we do. We're going to air it out. We're going to keep the air raid. I think it's something that Tech is hit upon that gives them that identity to recruit. And as we all want to have, we've got a great product to sell in this university. Texas Tech University is a great product to sell. I'm a salesman. I will go out every day and sell Texas Tech University. But you also have something that those high school kids look at and say, you know, I fit in there. I like what they do. And I like this offense. And it's given Texas Tech an identity over the last few years. A lot of these schools, not only in this state but over the country, run the same offense, and it gives you an opportunity to recruit. So there's not a player in this country that's been around this type of offense that hadn't say, you know, I know what Texas Tech does on offense. But you can't say that about a lot of other teams. You know, they might be West Coast offense, they might be option, but most of the time the good players across this country can recognize Texas Tech from one thing, and that's the air raid, throwing the football, making big plays, and exciting. And so we're going to continue that.